When you're looking to buy a service or a product from a business, are you basing your decision on price and the features and benefits? That would seem like some good reasons and completely logical. Today, however, many more people are making their buying decisions not just on pricing and features, but also where a brand stands on certain issues. People are looking to support brands that align more closely with their own values. They're buying from purpose-led brands. Purpose is the reason why a company or a brand exists. It is the underlying essence that makes a brand relevant and necessary to its customers. A brand with a strong purpose not only helps the overall good of society, but also helps customers know what they stand for through purpose-driven brand actions. A 2018 study by Accenture showed that 53% of consumers in the UK are buying from companies that reflect their values and their beliefs. 55% of them say that they are making their purchases based on a company's ethical values and authenticity, while 37% said they completely stopped doing business with a company as a result of its poor actions. Another interesting fact from that research is that 64% of Gen Z and millennials want companies to take a stand on social, cultural, environmental, and political issues that are close to their hearts. Any brand sitting on the fence in these areas are likely to lose their custom. I'm more than sure that now, here in 2020, 2 years since that research was carried out, those numbers will now be much higher and will continue to grow in the future. As a brand, you need to live and breathe your purpose. It's no good just paying lip service with a couple of nice videos and some words on a website. With today's technology and information access, it has never been easier for customers to find out if a brand is living and following its purpose, or if it's just simply a glossy surface layer, and really they are purely for profit. Unilever is a good example of this. They're a massive global corporation with over 1,000 brands under their umbrella. Their reputation isn't the best in a lot of areas, but they are starting to make changes. In 2018, Unilever had 28 purpose-led brands, or what they call sustainable living brands, which is a very small number when you consider that as a percentage of the overall total of the brands that they own. But here's the really interesting thing. In 2018, those 28 sustainable brands grew 69% faster than their other brands, and they delivered 75% of Unilever's total overall growth for that year. 28 brands out of 1,000 were responsible for 75% of total growth. That's quite amazing. This clearly shows that consumers are aligning much more closely with sustainable living brands that take action on environmental and social issues, demonstrating their commitment to make a difference. Unilever has also committed to ensuring that all of its plastic packaging is designed to be reusable, recyclable, or compostable by 2025. Here are a few of Unilever's top sustainable living brands. Dove, probably the most well-known purpose-led brand, has helped over 35 million young people with self-esteem education since 2005. Vaseline, which has reached 3 million people on the front line of poverty and disaster with skin healing programs. And Ben & Jerry's, which campaigns heavily for social justice. A consumer survey by Deloitte showed that nearly 80% of consumers would be willing to pay more for a product or service if it meant that the extra money was going to go to an environmentally or socially responsible purpose, or to pay higher wages to employees. Of that 80%, 15% said that they would pay over 25% more for a brand's products or services. Another benefit of leading with purpose is that you build a trusted status with not just your customers, but also your workforce and partners. This can be very beneficial if your brand decides to branch out into new products, services, or industry sectors. So, how can you go about making your brand purpose-led? Firstly, define what your business or organization stands for. Determine the larger role that you want your brand to play in your customers' lives. Understand what moves the needle for the customer. What do they feel passionate about? And think about your employees and partners. What is it that makes them want to work with you? Is there something special or different about you? Secondly, you need to be authentic and clear. I mentioned before how easy it is for customers to find out information about a brand. If you're truly purpose-led, then every business decision that will be driven by the principles of your purpose. Clever words and phrases won't be enough. You need to take clear actions that people can see. Thirdly, engage more meaningfully with your customers. Involve them in the brand. Listen to their feedback and input and let them help you to create new services and products. Building closer relationships with your customers can open up new paths and opportunities that you just may not have seen before. As customers align much more closely to brands that they trust, then they're going to want to see those brands be successful just as much as the brand owners do. We saw previously that customers are willing to pay a lot more for brand services in order to help those brands to achieve their purpose goals. I'd like to finish this topic with a quote from Leena Nair, the CHRO of Unilever. Companies with a purpose last. Brands with purpose grow. People with purpose thrive. And I just want to ask you one question. What's your purpose? If you need help or advice with your brand, including defining its purpose, then why not book one of my Power Hour consultation calls? Together, we can work hard to find out what your purpose is and to help you to rock your brand. You can book a call in with me at pixels.inc/Power Hour. And also, please remember to subscribe to this channel for new upcoming brand and branding videos. And until I see you next time, stay creative, folks.